I'll get you. Hey, I'm Chris Carr. Welcome to the Southern Short Track Report. Tonight I got a real special feature for you guys out there. I got two of the best short track drivers around. I got Matt Dooley, driver of the number 18 Rocket Chassis out of Brooks, Georgia. I got Thomas Mewborn in the house as well, driver of the number 18 GRT out of Greenville, Georgia. It's going to be a good night right now. We're going to talk racing with Matt Dooley right here. You know, tell us about what was going on in the off season for you, Matt. Tell us what you've been up to, buddy.
Just been working on race cars and, you know, going to school, trying to get education.
Trying to get things ready to go?
Yep. We got a new body put on the car and a couple of suspension parts replaced, and looking forward to this season.
Got that race car ready to go racing already?
It's jammed up. It's really good.
I understand you snuck out just a week or so ago when y'all went up to Boyd Speedway for the Cabin Fever 40. Tell us about that.
Yes, we went up there to Boyd Speedway, the Cabin Fever 40. We ran super late model, and with our limited motor and the big spoiler and got a little weight break. We tried to run with them boys, and we qualified 5th in our group out of 49 cars, and started 5th in I believe the second heat race, and got ourselves in a transfer spot, looking pretty good, and a flat right rear ended our night. So it was a bad deal. We had a good start. We're pleased with what we had going on. Just like to have finished it, but looking forward to this season, like I said, and it should be a good one.
Well, a lot of folks out there, you know, Matt's been the driver of one of these race cars now for a good many years, since 2009. You know, Matt jumped behind the wheel at the age of 13. He's such a young guy to be getting behind the wheels of one of these big cars. You know, tell us about what it was like going from driving just a little car to jumping into a big crate car like this at such a young age.
Well, it was a huge deal, of course. I mean, you know, jumping from a little bit bigger than a go-kart, which is called a bandolera car, raced on asphalt tracks around the southeast, and jumping from that to a full-size race car was a huge deal, of course, for me. And you know, we started off practicing, trying to get used to the race car, and we broke out in 2009, my first full season, and crate, and just got going from there, and look where we are now.
Oh, it's been crazy since 2009. You know, it's taken you quite a while when you was driving that crate car to finally pick up a win, but getting that win up there at Dixie Speedway, talk about how important that was for you to pick up that first win in the crate class up there.
Oh, it was a huge relief, you know, and it just shows how tough dirt racing is. I mean, you know, racing with some of the best guys, crate racing around the southeast, and guys been racing all their lives. And for me, being so young, I think I was 14 years old, and to win the crate, you know, win a crate race at Dixie was a huge deal, you know. And it started off. Finally getting that win, we got with 3 more that same year. So it started off and it finished good.
It just kind of took off from there, you know. Once you got going, you know, it was like just a spiraling out of control. So you know, as things got going last year, you were up there pretty much at Dixie Speedway battling with them boys up there. You know, talk about what it was like up there running with Oliver Gentry and running with Rucker Orr and them guys up there every Saturday night last year.
Well, it was great. You know, being this past 2012, my first year in limited, moving up from the crate class, of course, and to be able to race them guys that I've looked up to all my life, going to the dirt tracks with my uncle Ricky, and just watching them race, and now being able to race with them, you know, door to door, and battling with them for the win is a huge deal. And of course, this year we traveled a lot. We tried to go as many places as we could get into, you know, and as much as we could afford to do. And it paid off, you know. It showed from where we started off in January 2012 to where we ended in November. You can see how much a difference it made. So, you know, like I said, we're looking forward to this season, and hope it's even better than last season.
Well, you've become such a good driver. You know, everybody has noticed. You know, and over the past year or two, I don't know if a lot of you fans have noticed out there that Matt had the opportunity to actually get out of his ride and go down and drive for some other folks. He had the opportunity to go down and drive for the Hesters, LaVon Sparks' limited car, as well as to get into a car for Dirt Late Model Magazine that was a Jill George car, and it was a super late model car. You know, you want to talk about the difference of getting out of that limited car and then jumping in that super late model car, and you know how it was just driving somebody else's stuff. You know. Well,
you know, jumping out of my own stuff to go into a different race team and learn, you know, how to mix and mingle with them guys and learn their stuff, and I can't thank, you know, Tommy Hester and LaVon Sparks stuff for giving me the opportunity to jump in their equipment for 2 weeks and learn how to, you know, adapt to a different race car and a different style, and then jumping from that back to my own stuff. You know, we won the first race out, so it showed how much of experience it helped me on in my career. And also, towards the end of this season, I got the opportunity to drive for Rick Hartswell under Late Model Magazine with a super late model car. And of course, jumping from limited to super with I believe 600 horsepower to 800 plus was a huge difference for me. And and to run 2 races for them, and even the last race we ran for them, I think broke out in the top 10. I can't thank them enough for giving me the opportunity to do it.
Is there any super late model racing in your future, maybe this year?
We like to, we're going to try to run the smaller tracks, maybe, here and there, just kind of sneak in and try to run a super race, just to get experience for me in super, because ultimately that's where I want to be in my career.
Well, everybody out there knows that you can drive a race car, but a lot of people don't know actually that Matt's just like everybody else. He gets up and goes to school. He gets up and goes and does his job just like everybody else. You want to tell everybody, where you go to work, what you do for a living? Let everybody know.
Well, of course, I go to school in my 11th grade, and I'm 16 years old. And also, I work at Clint Smith Racing for him whenever he's in town. I learn how to work on race cars, and he mentors me along and helps me out a lot. And I can't thank him enough for all he does for me. And also, my dad's business, Scott's Auto Machine. I go up there, and here lately I've been working and learning stuff about engines, and it's huge for me because I can go to Clint's and work on race cars, and I can go to Scott's Auto Machine and work on engines. So it's the whole package, and I'm thankful, I'm really thankful.
It all kind of translates over, and the fans out there want to know: do you work on your own race car, or do you just jump up there and you get in the seat, you drive and win races?
We work on our own stuff. I do basically just about everything there is to do in a race car. I can do it. I think I know much about it, and it's a family deal with our race team. It's just me and my dad, and my mom, of course, comes to the racetrack with us. And I work on my own stuff. I set up my own race car. If you see me at the racetrack, I'm probably up underneath the chain of something. I'm not afraid to get dirty. It's just what I've grown up learning how to do. I don't have the funds to be able just to jump in a race car and say, well, let's go drive it. I gotta learn how to work on it. I gotta learn how to do my own deal, learn how to do my own stuff, and I think it's paid off in my career.
Well, we saw you a couple times last year out at the racetrack, and we would catch you out kicking dirt up on the straightaway or something like that. Was you reading the racetrack or something? What was you doing up there?
Oh, it's just trying to get any kind of advantage I can. I've studied up on the dirt, how it changes, what it does, and just trying to figure out an edge that I can maybe gain from looking at the dirt, seeing how the track's change and what's it gonna do, how hard it is. Usually if you go to a national touring series, you'll see them guys up on the track looking at stuff. So I guess you can say I'm just trying to be like them.
You're just trying to keep up with a constant changing racetrack.
Yes, sir.
That's what makes the difference right there. If you're a car owner out there, that's looking for a guy to get behind the wheel of one of his race cars, you can't go wrong with Matt Dooley Racing right here. This boy right here can wheel a race car. Do you have any future plans of maybe doing some truck racing in the future, maybe going back out of asphalt? Is that kind of your life goal of taking the racing that far?
Oh, it's my life goal. It's a dream to look into going back to asphalt where I started at. It's like I said, it's a dream. We don't have the funds to be able to jump into that. We barely can afford to do what we do now. And but on the same token, I'm very thankful for what I have and what I can do racing, and it's what I love. Ultimately, I like to be racing for a living. It's all I've ever wanted to do. It's all I know how to do. Ultimately, I like to be on the asphalt race, running trucks, and on Sunday with the sprint cut guys. But more reality, I'd like to be able just to race for a living no matter what it is. Dirt racing obviously is my passion, and one day I'd like to be running Lucas Oil or the Outlaws, God willing.
That's an awesome plan. You talked on there just for a second, about how much yours is such a family operation. And a lot of you fans out there don't realize that most Saturday nights when you look out there and you're watching us go around racetrack that out there in the infield, it is totally mom and pop operations. Matt Dooley Racing is no different. Mom, dad, and the son right there. It's all about the family racing and the family racing atmosphere. Well, Matt, you want to tell everybody, where they can find you on Twitter, where they can find Matt Dooley Racing on Facebook? Just share with everybody who's your sponsors, who's taking care of Matt this year. Just let them flow, man. Let everybody know where they can get you.
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at MattDooley18. You can usually keep up with my tweets and what I'm doing. And racing-wise, also Facebook at Matt Dooley, or my new page, Matt Dooley Racing. Go like it. Or my website, MattDooleyRacing.com. You can keep up with what I'm doing and my results, and also I couldn't do it without Scott Throttle Machine in Fayetteville, Georgia, and also I can't thank the past help from Ronnie Dobbins and RSD Enterprises, and there's so many great people that's helped me out in my career, like Simpson Racing, Bell Helmets, Rocket Chassis, All-Star Graphics, Shorty Stock Service. Also, this coming year, we've got picked up Rod and Supply, which is a Heim joint company, and also we picked up Vulcan Racing Wheels, and also we finally got us a new sponsor. This was Air Duct and Mechanical Services, and we can't thank them enough for what they're going to do for us this year.
Well, Matt, I want to thank you, bud, for coming out tonight. I want to thank you for being my guest on the Southern Short Track Report tonight. Y'all check out back here in just a second. We're going to get Thomas Mewborn up here in the seat. It's going to be his turn to be up here. So thanks again, Matt, for coming out with us tonight. Y'all like us on Facebook. Check us last year. A lot of you folks don't know, Matt Dooley did something that a lot of other drivers haven't been able to do in the past 8 years. He picked up a win last year at Dixie Speedway, as well as the very next day goes up and win at Rome Speedway. That hadn't been done in 8 years out there. So that was super huge for Matt. You want to talk about picking up those wins up there, Matt?
Well, first of all, I didn't even know it's been 8 years since somebody's been able to do that. That's unheard of to me, and I'm just very thankful for what I did and winning those 2 races, and also being on the stage with Lucas Oil guys, the National Tour Series, and to be able just to be there racing racing the same night as they are was a huge deal for me. And also run up against the best limited late model competition around the Southeast, because everybody wants to come and run the Lucas Oil race with them guys, and to be able to win at Dixie was huge, and then to go back and to Rome the next night and win, it's a huge accomplishment in my career, and so far it's the best I've ever done. So.
Well, that was probably one of the best things about seeing that, was knowing that you picked up those wins back to back. That was just, man, it's like a feather in the cap on that one, wasn't it? Was when Rucker was up there with y'all, he was up there with y'all Sunday too at Rome as well. So you had to put it to him in 2 days. You had to do it to both to him on Saturday night, and then go do it to him on Sunday night.
Dixie Saturday night was a real tight race. I think it was probably the best race I've ever been in, battling between Oliver Gentry and Rucker Orr. And
y'all were banging doors.
Oh yeah, that's just racing though. It's dirt racing. It's part of it. And I looked up to Oliver and Rucker all my life, and to be able to race with side by side that night with them guys was a huge deal. And to be able to come out with a win, I was just ecstatic. I didn't know what to think. And then to wake up the next morning and go back to Rome and try to win that race, everything was perfect that night. It flowed right up together through there, the heat race and the win. And also Rucker ran second, I believe, that night. So, I've been trying to win at Rome, since 2009. I've came close a lot of times. Of course, being that's my favorite racetrack, and it's where everybody wants to win. To be able to finally win there, real milestone in my career.
Well, I was about to ask you that about, hey, which is my favorite track for Matt Dooley? But Matt Dooley just blurted it right out there that Rome Speedway is his favorite track. Well, hey, tell the fans where they can catch Matt Dooley racing, because I know you're not going to be stuck at one racetrack. I know they ain't going to be able to just come weekly and catch you at Sonoya or weekly and catch you at Dixie. You're going to be bouncing around. Where are you going to get your season started off at?
We're looking at going to the Bama Bash in Green Valley. Pretty crown jewel, big race for us around the Southeast. And you got to keep up with me on on Twitter and Facebook to know where I'm going to be. We try to travel as much as possible, try to go here and there, everywhere, wherever it's paying the most money, and whichever, the most prestigious race that we can go to get noticed and get some seat time and try to pick up them wins. That's where you can find me at.
It's awesome. Again, guys, I want to thank Matt for coming out with us tonight. It's just been a pleasure having him here on the show with us. And y'all come right back. We're going to have Thomas Mewborn up here.
Back with my buddy Thomas Mewborn, the driver of the number 18 GRT out of Greenville, Georgia. Also the 2012 B Cadet Points champion out of New Sonoya Raceway. Before we talk about the championship that you won and winning all them cool races, let's back up a whole year and talk about 2011. We weren't running races. We were tearing up race cars, tearing up parts, and killing everything. Let's talk about that.
Man, we tore up a lot of stuff between the two of us.
We was B Cadet breaking it, weren't we?
We tore up frames, we tore up bodies, wheels, tires, motors, you name it, we tore it up.
Now, the 2011 season, if I remember correctly, that's what actually got you into the B Cadet class, because you was running limited, and we tore up a car running limited, and we had that car repaired, and now we run that car in B Cadet. Well, we did run that car.
That's right. I ran it in B Cadet, and it's at home right now.
It's the backup car at the house.
That's right.
Now, last year, I'm going to touch real quick, and I'm going to let you tell everybody, you got you another car. Tell everybody about your car.
I got a new car in the 2011. Got it. Put a lot of time, money, and effort into it to make it a good race car, and it turned out to be a really good one last year.
Turned out to be great. It wasn't really good. It was great race car. Don't even let it fool you there. It's the 2012 season for you, for 2011. And for me, it was like two totally different paths. You took off on the path of winning races, finishing second, and just getting crazy every Saturday night. I took on a path of taking on a problem child, I guess you could say. But for you, talk about, it was 6 or 7 weeks in a row there, you was the bridesmaid. I mean, you was coming home second every Saturday night. That race car was just outright fast.
It was really fast. It just, 7 or 8 second place finishes through the whole year. For a while, just couldn't seem to find the way to get the lane. It finally happened midway through the year, and it was really good to get that first win.
Tell us about that win. When you finally got the monkey off your back, you won the first race for you. Was the spring championship? Was it the championship race?
The Dog Days of Summer 30 for the B Cadet class.
That's what it was. The Dog Days 30 for the B Cadet class. And that was a big deal right there, pulling off that win.
Yeah, there was 19 cars signed up that night. Had a good draw, started on the pole in the heat, won my heat, and started on the pole in the feature, and led off 30 laps. And it was good to come home with the money and the trophy, and more or less just the first win of the year.
Yeah, that was good to see, finally. You got that monkey off your back, and again, once you got that win, it seemed to momentum just continued to rise for you on out through the season. You picked up another win throughout the season, you picked up more top threes throughout the season. The car just seemed to be consistent all Saturday nights. You seem to get better when other of your competitors were having and struggling and having issues. Thomas Mewborn over here seemed to be consistent, just following the right path.
Just, making sure the car was good every week, everything was ready to go. It helped, it paid off, and, you had to be lucky too, and I was lucky all year long. Luck has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, luck does have a lot to do with it. You're right about that. And in Thomas's class, a lot of you people out there don't know, but last year down at Sonoya Raceway, the B Cadet class was the class. It would draw 16, 17, 19 cars every Saturday night. Having said that, there would be some Saturday nights, would you prefer, like, say, drawing the number, where you go in, you just draw for your starting position, or would you just rather qualify,
Well, we did both. The championship race that we won, we drew, and then in the Summer Nationals, when the sprint cars were here on Saturday night, they qualified B Cadets, and I was lucky to qualify up towards the front, but I like having a draw, and I like qualifying too. I wouldn't mind drawing for a heat race every week, and keep your starting car off the heat race.
Well, down at Sonoya, that doing all that, every Saturday night you got top competitors out there. You got Alabama gangs coming up here, Roger Arnett, you got Marcus Caswell in the field, you got Jeff Carter, Corey Payton, Dow Kirkland, the list goes on. And this year you got more guys going to join the B Cadet class. Are you ready to defend your championship down there?
I'm going to to give it my best shot, you know, do what I can. And, you know, if I can be there, I'm going to be there.
I hear you. What was the key to winning down there at Sonoya Raceway?
The key, and most people will probably tell you, you got to start up front there. And be cadet, you got to get lucky and get a good starting spot. You got to draw a good number. And, you know, if you got a good race car and you start up front, you're going to have a good shot to win.
Well, as I mentioned to begin with, Thomas is a 2012 B Cadet points champion from Sonoya Raceway. You know, what was it like, not only winning races, not only finishing second, what was it like to win a championship, get the big trophy, get the big check, and leave everybody upset?
It felt really good. You know, I've been racing for 11 years, and this is my first championship. My second year of racing, I lost the go-kart championship by 2 points. And to win the championship 9 years later, it was awesome. And, you know, I can say now I've been a champion in racing.
That's an accomplishment, that's for sure. Well, last year at Sonoya Raceway, we saw Thomas's car running hot. We saw Thomas's car overheating all the time. But that motor that he had in that race car was second to none. It stayed with him and stayed running every Saturday night, leading to his championship. Talk about that guy that builds them engines for you.
Mr. Gerald Crockett, Crockett Racing Engines. I've known him pretty much all my life. Built my dad's racing engine when he raced, and has built mine and continue to build mine as long as he'll build them for me.
It's a super good dude.
So without him, you know, I couldn't have done it last year.
Well, where can the fans going to be able to find Thomas this year? You going to be down at Sonoya Raceway? You going to be bouncing around? You know, I know you got things going on, and I also want to touch real quick about a couple of people that help you out. But where are they going to be able to find you racing at?
I'll be at Sonoya for the most part because it's close to home and it's where I can afford to go. But I want to go. I want to kind of get out more. I want to go to East Alabama down to Phoenix City. I'd love to go, maybe try to go to Penton on Friday night. You know, I want to try and get out other places and go race and get more seat time and more experience.
Well, I know you're getting ready to go for the season, and I know you've had some work done on your car in the off season. You want to talk about the two people that really help you out with that race car that a whole lot of people out there don't know about. There's a couple of people behind the scenes that has taken Thomas's program to the next level, that helped Thomas win that championship. You want to talk about those folks?
Mr. David Ogburn, he helps me out. He does my body work for me. He did the framework, replaced most of the right side frame rail on the race car. Just a few months ago he did it. Without him, you know, I'd be in a world of hurt without Mr. David. He helps me out any way he can, comes to the shop with me and works on the car, helps me set it up, helps me at the racetrack with questions that I got. And he's been good to me ever since I met him a couple of years ago. And then Oliver Gentry, I can't say enough about Oliver. He helps me out any way he can. I can call him any day of the week, and he'll answer any question I have. He can be on the racetrack. If I call him and he misses it, he'll get out of his race car and he'll call me right back and answer whatever question I got.
That's a testament right there. Is that you done? That's a testament right there to the love of the sport right there. It doesn't matter. On any Saturday night, you can have an issue with a driver. The very next Saturday night, that driver will be out there making sure that your race car is ready to go. He'll be over there helping you work on that thing to get you back out there ready to go. I want to thank Thomas for coming out with us tonight, and I want to thank Matt Dooley for coming out with us tonight. Also, you can email us questions at the Southern Short Track Report at gmail.com about any of the drivers, any of the things you see on the program, questions, comments, you know. Just let it fly. We're willing to hear it. And I'm going to get my buddy Matt Dooley back up here real quick. Come here, bud. Coming out with us tonight. And I want to thank my buddy Thomas Mewborn for coming out with us tonight. And remember, follow us on Facebook, share us with your friends, check us out, Southern Short Track Report. Remember, we'll see you at the racetrack. Pitch it in sideways. Hey everybody out there, I want to take the opportunity that not only am I the host of the Southern Short Track Report, but I'm also a driver that's going to be racing out at Sonoya Raceway, Dixie Speedway, as well as West Georgia Speedway. We're going to take the opportunity out there to show y'all I'm a low budget racer. I ain't got a bunch of money living out the thing. I ain't got a race shop or anything like that. My race shop out of my garage at my house.
let's open it up. I'll give you a tour and let you take and see how I keep my stuff in my race shop. So come on. About the most important thing you can have in your race shop right now, fire extinguisher. Got to be safe. I don't care if you're at home, you rent a place, whatever, safety comes first. Got to have a fire extinguisher when messing around with these cars and these racing fuel. This is my shop. Ain't a whole lot to it. This is where we're going to be doing all the filming for the Southern Short Track Report. We're going to be doing all the stuff as far as the race car goes, taking care of the race car when we tear it up, fixing it, this, that, and other. So y'all tune in. Y'all check us out on Facebook. Share us with your friends. I want to welcome aboard JR's Barbecue this year, home of the Big Pig down on Pine Road. I also want to welcome aboard Timco Graphics this year. And thank him for all the work he did, Tim Morgan up there. Y'all can find him on Facebook. Excellent guy. I want to thank Matt Dooley, Thomas Mewborn, and all those people who helped me the last couple of months getting everything together, ready to go for the 2013 season for the Southern Short Track Report as well as racing. So, woo, man, it's going to be exciting. Y'all tune in. Y'all share us. We're going to have a great time this year.